Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a should you summon for Empel, the Gate Closer, and Ryza, Master's right hand. Let's get to it, shall we? Okay you guys, here we have Ryza. She is a slash breaker. Her gifts are Mighty Blessing, Slash Shield, and Physical Stun Damage Boost. Her synthesis colors are yellow and blue. You know, looking at her gifts, I don't mind this Mighty Blessing. I'm always looking to craft better like items to help improve my physical damage, for more specifically for Valeria, because that's like the only physical damage dealer I really have. So this will help when I'm crafting those battle items. As far as Slash Shield goes, I don't really use the shield like gifts too often, but I'm sure they'll be helpful in some stages here and there. So there's that. Um, as far as this physical stun damage boost, I really like this gift a lot because I find myself always looking for either like physical stun damage or magic stun damage to combine with another stun damage to create some items for my breakers. And I think that this physical stun damage boost is gonna definitely help me craft some better items for my physical breakers. Yeah, no, her gifts are pretty good. I don't mind them at all. And, yeah. Okay, you guys, let's move on to Ryza's stats, shall we? Here we go. Ryza's stats are as follows: HP 1602, physical attack 700, magic attack 545. Her speed is 254, her physical defense is 545, and her magic defense is 522. Looking at Ryza's stats are pretty good. She has pretty high physical attack at 700, and her speed is also pretty high at 254. I believe she's like the second fastest 3-star breaker that we have, so that's always nice. So yeah, no, looking at Ryza's stats, they're pretty good. Okay, you guys, let's move on to Ryza's skills, shall we? Here we are, Ryza's Master's Right Hand, Atelier Ryza Legend Fes. Her skills are as follows. Skill 1 is after the attack, grant the target damage taken plus 15% until it is attacked 3 times. It has a wait time of 100, the range is single target, the power is 42, and the break is 18. Looking at Ryza Skill 1, I like Ryza Skill 1 because, it grants the target damage taken plus 15% for 3 attacks, and I think that 3 attacks is like a pretty long time because I noticed that most people either just leave it there for 1 or 2 attacks, and I don't know. I like that it has three instead of 1 or 2. Yeah, her skill 1 is pretty good. Okay, guys, let's check out Ryza's skill 2. Her skill 2 is before the attack, give the target slash attribute resistance minus 25% until it is attacked twice. And after the attack, grant the target damage taken plus 30% until it receives 1 attack. It has a wait time of 200, the range is AoE, the power is 106, and the break is 57. You know, Looking at Ryza Skill 2, I really like Ryza Skill 2 a lot because, one, it's an AoE, so it's going to hit everybody, so everyone's going to get the damage taken plus 30% applied to them. And they're also going to get the slash attribute resistance minus 25% applied to them. And, that's always really nice. Another thing about Ryza is that she has a pretty good passive. I'll give you guys a quick look. It's when the attack target breaks, she grants the target damage taken plus 25% until it is attacked twice. Um, when you combine that with her skill 2, if you manage to break it, you don't just get the damage taken plus 30%, you get it to like 55% because of the passive. So that's why I like her skill 2 a lot. Yeah. So let's check out Ryza's Burst. Ryza's Burst is after the attack, force break the target and grant damage received plus 20% to the target up to 40%. It has a wait time of 200, the range is single target, the power is 400, and the break is non-existent because it force breaks the enemy, so it doesn't really have a calculated amount of break. Yeah, no, looking at Ryza's Burst, I love Ryza's Burst a lot. The fact that she force breaks the enemy is just broken already by itself because that means she's like guaranteed to break any enemy you want to break as long as she has her burst. And I believe this is the first force break that we have in the game. Um, yeah, no, that's really good. Um, I also like the damage received plus 20% to the target because it doesn't say that it goes away ever, so it just stacks up to 40%. So if you manage to like hit the enemy twice with your burst, you're gonna have the 40% damage receive debuff on the enemy. Um, but another thing that I also like about all this is that it works really, really well with her passive. The passive that if she breaks a target, they receive the damage taken plus 25% debuff. If you just put all of that together, it comes out to a lot of damage, and the fact that she force breaks the enemy is just really broken. So yeah, no, Ryza is pretty broken. I definitely love Ryza's burst. Okay, and lastly, let's check out her passives. Her passives are when the attack target breaks, grant the target damage taken plus 25% until it is attacked twice, as well as break damage plus 20% while attacking weakness. Looking at her passives are pretty good. I like this passive a lot because it works really, really well with Ryza's kit. It allows her to like help everybody do a lot more damage to the enemy, and that's always really, really nice. As far as this passive goes, the break damage plus 20% while attacking weakness, that's also pretty good. As long as she's fighting enemies that are weak to slash, she's gonna be like breaking them pretty well. Yeah, no, Ryza's passives are pretty good. Okay, you guys, looking at Ryza overall, she's a really, really good breaker. She has a force break tied to her burst, and she also increases how much damage the enemy is going to receive by a lot. So, put both of those together, and she's just really, really broken. The fact that she works as a breaker and a debuffer is really, really good. Ryza is a really, really good character. Okay, you guys, let's move on to Empel, shall we? Here we go. Empel. He is a strike supporter. His gifts are Strike Shield, Bolt Blessing, and Physical Damage Boost Full. His synthesis colors are red and purple. Looking at his gifts are alright. Like I said, I don't really use strike shields or the shields too often, but I'm sure they'll be useful in stages here and there. As far as this bolt blessing goes, this bolt blessing should help you craft better battle items to help improve your bolt damage. Um, and then we have physical damage boost full. I have like a love hate relationship for this one. I like that it boosts physical damage by 3 to 30%. 30% is a lot. I just don't like that it's when it's at full HP, but it's not too bad of a gift. Having red and purple, it's just gonna help you create like a lot more better items for like all your people. So that's always really nice. Yeah, Ampo's gifts are all right. Okay, you guys, let's check out Ampo's stats, shall we? Ampo's stats are as follows: HP 1412, physical attack 678, magic attack 522, speed 244, physical defense 611, and magic defense 678. Looking at Ampo's stats are pretty good. He has the highest physical attack for the current 3-star supporters that we have at 678. And I believe he's like the second fastest supporter we have now. He passed Liddy just by a little bit at 244. I believe he's like 3 faster than Liddy. Yeah, no, Ampo stats are pretty good. Okay, you guys, let's check out Ampo's skills, shall we? Here we go. Ampo, the Gate Closer, Atelier Resleriana's Legend Fes. His skills are as follows. Skill 1 is after the attack, give physical attack damage plus 10% to the ally with the highest physical attack before using this skill. Max 30%. It has a wait time of 100, the range is single target, the power is 70, and the break is 7. Looking at Ampo Skill 1, I like Ampo Skill 1 a lot. The only thing is, I noticed that Ampo is catered to physical attackers, so there's just that about him. But as far as skill 1 goes, I really like this physical attack damage plus 10% because it stacks up to 30%. And as long as you just use your skill, you'll be giving your ally with the highest physical attack, 10% every time. And then the 30% will just stay there once you reach there. Um, this is like really good because usually the person with the most physical attack is gonna be your physical attacker. So yeah, I like his skill 1 a lot. Guys, let's check out Ampel's skill 2. His skill 2 is give one ally physical attack plus 25% to 30% for 2 turns. It has a wait time of 200, the range is single target, the power is non-existent, and the break is also non-existent. Um, Looking at his skill 2 is pretty nice. Once again, for physical attackers, if you just give it to your physical attackers, they're going to get a 25 to 30% damage boost, and that's always really nice. And it's also for 2 turns, so they'll be doing a good amount of damage as long as you use the skill with him. Yeah, no, his skill 2 is pretty good. Let's move on to Ampel's Burst, shall we? Ampel's Burst is after the attack, give the target damage taken plus 50% until it is attacked once. And before using this skill, give physical attack damage plus 30% to the ally with the highest physical attack for 1 turn. It has a wait time of 200, the range is AoE, the power is 300, and the break is 37. Um, Looking at Ampel's Burst, I like Ampel's Burst a lot too because it's gonna boost how much damage the enemy takes by 50%, and he doesn't just hit one person, it hits like all of the enemies. It's an AoE, so it's gonna help us do more damage to all the enemies. And I also like that he gives physical attack damage plus 30% to the ally with the highest physical attack because it's gonna help your physical attacker do a lot more damage once again. Um, yeah, his burst is pretty good. Let's move on to his passives. His passives are sleep resistance plus 30% and all allies physical attack plus 15%. The sleep resistance is alright. It's gonna help in stages where they have sleep. And as far as the second passive goes, all allies physical attack plus 15%. I like this passive a lot because just by having him on the team, all our allies are gonna have 15% more physical attack, and that's always really nice. So yeah, no, his passes are pretty good. Well, overall, looking at Ampel is a physical supporter that is catered to physical like teams. You want to make sure you pair him with characters like Valeria or Soli if you end up getting her. Yeah, he should help them do a lot more damage. He's pretty good. I like Ampel. Okay, you guys. Lastly, we have the Memoria coming out with Empel and Ryza. The Memoria is called Adventure to New Horizons. The ability effect is when using physical attack, reduces target's slash resistance by 2 to 15% for 2 attacks. It has HP 16%, physical attack 31%, that's pretty high. Magic attack 16%, speed 6%, that's also a decent amount of speed. Physical defense 13% and magic defense 13%. Um, Looking at this Memoria, this Memoria is not like my favorite Memoria. Just because it only reduces the slash resistance, so that's very like, niche. You're just gonna want it for like slash teams, and it's also not by that much. It's from 2 to 15% depending at what refinement you have it at. Um, the one thing that I do like about this Memoria is that it is pretty easy to activate. You just have to equip it to someone that does physical attacks, and then they'll help apply that reduced target slash resistance by, however much amount for 2 attacks. Um, but, I wouldn't like go out of my way to like chase this Memoria. It's not the best out there. Okay, you guys. Lastly, we have the should you summon. In my opinion, you should definitely be summoning on this banner. Ryza is an extremely broken breaker. She's extremely good. She has a force break, so guarantee break for any enemy as long as she has her burst, and she also increases how much damage the enemy is going to be taking by a decent amount. Pair those together and you have a really broken character that you should definitely be summoning her for. She's definitely like the best breaker we have out there. As far as Empel goes, Empel is a pretty decent physical supporter. He's definitely going to be helping out any physical teams out there. Um, he's gonna help your physical attackers do a lot more damage, and that's always really, really nice. And then as far as the Memoria goes, the Memoria is not the best on there, but if you do end up getting it, it could definitely help your slash teams here and there. But I wouldn't recommend chasing for it. But overall, this banner is definitely a must pull. Ryza is one of the best breakers we have, like I said, so you definitely want to be trying to get her. Um, if you end up using all your gems for like Liddy, you know, you should try using your exchange metals to try to get Ryza if you can. Yeah, Ryza is definitely really good. Okay, you guys, I'd like to wish you guys good luck on your summons. Hopefully, you guys got Ryza. And if you guys found any of this information helpful, or if you liked the video, please make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!